we don't make it, still we rise. I've been down so long, I forgot what
y'all coming up in here, get them lights up.
Tears on the ground from the years of pain, but the seeds we planted still grow in the rain. Through the fire, through the storm, we gon' stand. Truth in our bones, revolution in our hands. We the dream, we the drum, we the morning sun. Better days are coming, we not done. Born in a world where the laws never loved us, still in our backs cause the system tried to crush us. Mothers crying at the caskets of the young kings, bullet holes piercing through American dreams. They gave us scraps, we built culture from the bones, turn pain into rhythm, turn projects into homes. Still they paint us criminal, target us in stats, but never show the genius or the love we give back. Our heroes wore hoodies, our saints wore chains. They fear our light cause they profit from pain, but every brick they throw, we build a new lane and put our names in the sky where the stars remain. I've been down so long, I forgot what free feel like. Chains on the soul, but my spirit still fighting. Tears on the ground from the years of pain, but the seeds we planted still grow in the rain. Through the fire, through the storm, we gon' stand. Truth in our bones, revolution in our hands. We the dream, we the drum, we the morning sun. Better days are coming, we not done. They redline our blocks, try to cage our minds, but can't hold back what's divinely designed.
About to get started, y'all. Coming up in here.
Hip hop and more made the world move from my ancestral core. Truth in my tongue, justice in my breath. Each verse of
just about 10,000 likes, and I'll start bringing people up. Get the lights up. Let's get the 10,000 likes. I got something to talk about, y'all. I got some game I want to give everybody. We're gonna talk about it. Down so long, I forgot the free feel. Chains on the soul, but my spirit still falling. Tears on the ground from the years of pain, but the seeds we planted still grow in the rain. Through the fire, through the storm, we gon' stand. Truth in our bones, revolution in our hands. We the dream, we the drum, we the morning sun. Better days are coming, we not done. Legacy ain't numbers, it's the lives we ignite. Each child with the spark, each elder with sight. We more than survivors, we architects of truth. Wrote scripts and struggle, graduated from the roots. We are the pages they scared to read out loud, so they silence the voices that speak to the crowd. But we ain't folded, we forging a flame, and we gon' rename every street with our name. This ain't a trend, this the soul's redemption. Power in the mirror beyond incomprehension. Get them likes up, y'all. 10K and I'm gonna bring people up. But we gotta talk about some things, man. Got the free feel like. In the hand, with the dream, with the drum, with the morning sun. Better days are coming, we not done.
To our brothers and sisters, we still rise. It's not over, not by a long shot.
All right, y'all come on up in here. Thank you for the likes. Get the likes up. Let's get the likes up to 10K. Man, listen, man, we had a great conversation last time. We had a great conversation last time, and I want to open up and I want to talk about what is the FBA Code of Honor. You know, a great question was asked: who are our leaders? Who are our leaders? That's what the great question was asked. Who are the leaders of FBA? You know, in the past we've had people like W.E.B. Du Bois. We've had Nat Turners, we've had Harriet Tubmans, we had Martin Luther. I mean, we've had so many great leaders. All right, so many great people. We could call Louis Farrakhan. He's a leader, right? We have so many great leaders, but what happens to our leaders? What usually happens to leaders of any group, of any organization? Because a lineage can't have a leader. You understand that a lineage is just a lineage. There is no leader of a lineage. There's no leader of the whites. There's no leader of the blacks. There's no leader of the Asians. There's no leaders of the Hispanic. You get where I'm going? There's no leader. But what we do have is we have a code. Everybody talks about you got to get on code. You got to stay on code. You got to be on code.
What is the code? Everybody, we keep telling y'all, hey man, you got to get on code. What is getting on code? Getting on code is listen, everything starts from the grassroots. You got to understand and you got to know that. You can't be on code with your people if you're not plugged in to the grassroots. This is what happens when you're not plugged into the grassroots. You start following the wrong people, thinking that they're us. When you start doing target strikes for DEI, that's not us. That's not us, family. That's them. And I'm not saying Target didn't do no wrong or anything like that. But when you're not on code with your people, it's because you're distracted by the crowd. Somebody in the crowd said, "Let's do this," and everybody turns and no, that's not being on code. Being on code starts with the grassroots, family. You got to get plugged into the grassroots. You got to turn off mainstream television. Turn off mainstream news. You can't be watching legacy media. That's propaganda, and that's witchcraft, family. Why would you want to be under heavy witchcraft and propaganda? That's what a lot of this television is. Television. You're following someone else's vision. We shouldn't be doing that. So, how do we know what to do? Well, you gotta know what the grassroots is doing. That's number one. If you're not paying attention to Professor Black Truth, if you're not watching young men like Afro Elite, if you're not plugged into people like 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀, man, if you're not watching, I'm gonna go ahead and throw myself up in the mix. If you're not watching Too Much Moxie, if you're not paying attention to the things I'm showing you, the things I'm teaching you, the things I'm sharing with you, you're not plugged into the grassroots, family. Because the grassroots is moving. We got all these little sects of people acting like I'm doing something for my people. I'm doing something for my people. But a lot of them, I'm not gonna say all of them, I'll say a lot of them are not plugged into the grassroots because they're just doing stuff, and that's cool. I get it. Let's do something. Let's build something. Let's be about something. But let's make sure we're on code. Being on code is a lot of this stuff is in us. You should already know. It's like when George Floyd, everybody got on code when it came to George Floyd. Even people who weren't from the lineage, they even knew, hey man, we got to get on code with Black Americans because this is not right. The Watts riots back in the 60s. The silent protests back in 1917 where 10,000 foundational Black American men, women, and children stood in solidarity. That's getting on code. That was organized, family. And people knew, hey, this was the right thing to do. They were getting pinched, family. They were getting pinched. Massacred. Men, women, and children. And we said in 1917, enough was enough. We stood on business. That's getting on code. That's getting on code. Even the way Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were bouncing off of each other. As different as their message was, they were on code, family. They were on code. One was doing a peaceful protest, and one was by any means necessary. And they knew how to play off each other. They knew how to play off each other. While one man was sitting there marching, hey man, we're going to try to do this peaceful way, but I don't know what these other guys is going to do. It got things done. Got things done. You know, we got a bunch of, you know, and I'm going to just call it out, tethers, because that's what they are. They're tethers, right? They think we need them, family. We don't need tethers. Listen, let me make something very clear. Y'all can get on code with us if y'all want to, right? But we're not asking for non-FBA's help in anything. We're not asking for YT help. We're not asking for Caribbean help. We're not asking for African help. We're going to get on code. And we're going to stand on business. And if you want to join in, that's going to be kind of iffy. Trying to watch my weight, y'all. You know how it is. And people keep talking about my weight, so I got my oatmeal here. But black Americans are getting on code. Enough of us are getting on code to where we're making changes and we're making differences. Enough of us are doing that. Everybody keeps wanting to know, what is the code? What is the code? What is the code? First thing you gotta do is you gotta plug into the grassroots, and you gotta get on code with the grassroots. How do you become an effective leader? You must first learn to follow, family. If you want to be an effective leader, you have to first know how to get on code, family. If you don't know how to get on code, you can't effectively lead anything. You must first go through the ranks. You don't just get, leaders are not just, hey, you lead us over here, you lead us over here, and we gonna follow. Oh, this sounds good. No, that's not. Listen, leadership always has to do with influence, and the person with the influence is usually gonna be the leader, right? But how did that person get influence? They just don't wake up one day and automatically they got influence. There's something that you're doing. There's something that's phenomenal. There's leadership qualities. There's certain things that happen to make you an influential person. And becoming a person of influence is part of getting on code. You got to get on code. What do I mean by that? When I say get on code, you got to plug into the grassroots. Again, that's number one. But there's some things that are inertly in you that you got to be on code with. There's some things that are inertly in you that you got to be on code with, family. You got to be. You got to be, family. If you're not on code, you're off code. And if you're off code, you're no good. You're no good to us. Now, do I expect all 50 million to get on code? No, at least not right away. At least not right away. It's gonna take some time. But we need a million. We need 2 million. We need 3 million. We need 10 million. And as the numbers keep growing, as people see how the grassroots movement is growing, enough people are going to start waking up. Enough people are going to start getting on code, start plugging in to the right news channels. The new black media is our news, family. That's our news told from our perspective, told by our people. We're no longer letting other people tell us how we should view things from their eyes, and they're not us. We're not having Caribbeans are not gonna give us black American news. No. Africans are not gonna give us black American news and perspective. No. It's gonna be done by us, family. By us. We got to get on code with the grassroots. We got to plug into the grassroots. That's the only way you're gonna know what's going on. I wish Cousin was here. Cousin, are you in here? Somebody let me know if Cousin's in the room, or if y'all know, send Cousin a message. Tell him I need him to hop on if he's available. You're confused or intentionally causing confusion. Yeah. We're not. This ain't for you, brother. Log off. Go find another room. This ain't for you. I'm talking to my foundational Black Americans. This ain't for you, brother. I'm not talking to Pan-Africanists. If you're a Pan-African, just go ahead and log off. If you're a Moor, go ahead and log off. I'm not talking to you. We're not getting on code with Pan-Africanism. We're not getting on code with no Moorish temple science. We're not doing none of that. We're getting on code as foundational Black Americans. I'm talking to my foundational Black Americans, my copper-colored people. I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to my indigenous Black Americans. I'm talking to us. I'm talking to the people from my lineage. If you're not from my lineage, you can log off. This ain't for you. This ain't for you. This ain't for you. This ain't for you. This is for the family. The question was asked, who are our leaders? Who are our leaders? Yeah, I know. I bet you're here for it. I bet you're here for it. What's your background, sir? Where are you from? What are you here for? What are you in the room for? If you're not a foundational Black American, what are you in the room for? We don't want to unite with you. That's the whole. That's what don't you understand? If you don't have this Black consciousness, we can't unite with you, sir. We can't unite with tetherism. There's no unity in division in divided tribalism. If you're a tribal person, if you come from the continent of Africa, if you come from the Caribbean and you're tribal and you hate other Black groups, there's no unity. There's no unity. What are we going to unite to? What are we going to unite to? What are you trying to? What everybody talks about unity. Why don't you start unity in your homeland first? See, this is my homeland. We're unifying and getting on code here in America, and that does not include Africans, and that does not include Caribbeans. I'm sorry. We can be cool, passing by. Hey, what's up? How you doing, man? How's the family? How's jobs? Blah blah blah. But when it comes to strategy, we're not strategizing with y'all. We want it. Number one thing we want to do is we want to get you out of politics. All your people, all you tethers, all you Sambos, we want to get you up out of office. We don't want y'all in the politics. The political game is all messed up. Family, I want y'all to do me a favor. Some of y'all, this is not about liking anybody. This is about information. I want y'all to go watch the interview with Tucker Carlson, where he interviews the House representative or the congressman. He's a Hispanic gay gentleman, LGBTQ gentleman, and he's on his way to prison for 7 years. He took some campaign money and spent it, and he know he did. He's wrong. And they sent him away for 7 years as a first-time offender in federal prison. Any day now, he'll be serving out his sentence. Okay? I want you to watch that interview with him and Tucker Carlson, and you're going to see how messed up, how corrupt, how down bad our own political scheme here in America is. It's bad, family. Lots of people on drugs. Lots of people suffering from addicted to alcohol. It's a lot going on, family. It's a lot going on in our government. And when I'm telling you all the world's a stage and all the men and women are merely actors, that's a true statement, family. Some people may believe we don't even have a country anymore. don't even have a country anymore, family. I want y'all to go watch that interview so y'all can see how messed up our political system is. And where are the FBAs? Where are the FBAs, man? Why are we not represented in politics? Democrat Party, demolished. Republican Party is being demolished. You want to talk about division? Look at MAGA right now. Look at MAGA right now. And see, here's the sad part, family. We can never unite with people that don't respect us. We keep telling people we're not African, and they keep wanting to tell us we are African, and then they want to be the leader of Africans. You got many people standing up shaming black Americans, telling them we all African, and we got to do this, and we got to do that. But you haven't done none in your homeland. We've done more than you historically. Coming out of slavery, we've invented so many things. We got so many patents. We're still building and doing stuff today, and we keep asking y'all the question that y'all can't even answer. What have you built in America? What have you built in your homeland? Those are valid questions. If you're going to talk like you lead anything, I don't want to hear about the scam degree that you got. I don't want to hear that I'm 100% African nonsense. All I want to know is, what have you built? What makes you, what gives you the right to tell black Americans what we should be doing? Brother, get real. What gives you the right to tell black Americans what we should be doing? That's a valid question. What gives you the what gives you the moral authority who your house is in shambles to tell foundational black Americans what we need to be doing and chastise us and wag your little musty finger at us? What gives you that moral authority when you haven't built nothing in this country? You haven't invented nothing in this country? What gives you the moral authority to tell any American anything when your own homeland is suffering? That's a valid question, family. That's a valid question. What gives you, because you're a continental African, that gives you a moral authority to go tell people in another country how they should be doing? We're not black enough. That gives you the moral authority because you're 100% African to come tell black Americans you're not black enough. You don't have culture. You have a fatherless problems. But you got paternity fraud running rampant in your homeland at the highest degree. What gives you the moral authority? That's a valid question. What gives you the moral authority to tell us how we should conduct ourselves, period? Are you on code in your homeland? Are you rallying behind 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶cie, or are you over here with us watching the show? That's what I want to know. Gotta lose this weight, family. I'm holding myself accountable. Y'all don't know the first thing about being on code, because the most off-code people in America, are continental Africans who are here, Caribbeans who undermine and tether. The most off-code people in America are non-FBAs. That's a fact, family. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. When you're here to compete for resources with foundational black Americans, you're off code. When you're calling us xenophobic, which is a projection, and you're the ones who's xenophobic in your own homeland, you're off code. You're off code. What you should be doing is learning, watching, and getting on code with foundational Black Americans while you're here. You should be understanding that we're the reason why you even are able to be in America. You should be understanding and knowing that when you're here, you are to respect foundational Black Americans. I'm not saying respect dusty Negroes. I'm not saying respect dusty Negroes. But I'm saying respect foundational Black Americans as a whole. That's what I'm saying. So let's get to it, family. We definitely need to come up with a... Can I get something to drink? Hold on. Babe, can I get something to drink, please? Yeah. I'm about to choke on this oatmeal. Woo. So, listen. What is the FBA Code of Honor? You either lead by example or you fall behind. Or you get left behind. A lot of this stuff is internal, family. If I was to make an acronym from just the word FBA, just the word FBA. And I do have, if y'all click the link in my bio, there is a code of honor on my bio, but I'm gonna update that and I'm gonna give up a new one. But number one thing is lineage first or family first. If you're going to be on code with foundational Black Americans, if you're going to be a true FBA person that's on code, you got to know that your lineage and your family is first. You got to have that B1 brigade. B1, 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 B1. Family, family, family. That would be the first part of being on code, is the F. Is the F for family. Family, family, family. Family first, family first, family first, family first. Men, women, children. Some people it's just mother and children, but family first. You can't be out here dusty. You can't be out here dusty. You got to understand that family is everything. Nah. What's up, Kingpin? Get them likes up, y'all. Get the likes up to 10K and I'll bring people up and we can have the conversation. Respect Black and brown people. I don't know. Respect the family first. Respect foundational Black Americans first. That comes before anything. Family, 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 family. I can't stress it enough, family. We all we got. We're all we got. If we don't give black privilege to each other, who we supposed to give it to? Nobody else deserves what we got. Nobody else deserves these privileges but us, because our ancestors fought and were unalived on this soil for the opportunity that we have. Everybody else is taking advantage of the opportunity of what our ancestors have done. And we're the main ones who are supposed to be reaping the benefits of what they done, not other minority groups. So Black and brown people, nah. If you're not foundational Black American, I mean, we gonna respect everybody, but the first respect got to go to home. We respect our family. We respect our lineage. We respect our people. We respect our copper-colored brothers and sisters. That's who we respect. That's who we put first. When we say B1, when we say lineage first, that's what we mean. So family is very key in being on code. If we had a code of honor. And do we need a more formal one? I think so. But I think how we get we gotta understand this. Where we're getting our instructions from is by plugging into the grassroots. That's how you know what you should be doing, family. That's how you know you're on code, family, when you're plugged into the grassroots, because they're sending the message, they're sounding the alarm. And if you don't know what they're doing, how can you be on code? If you don't know what we're talking about, how can you be on code? So the F in Foundational Black American and FBA would be family or lineage first. Now, I come from a financial background. So this is just me adding in some game. If you really want to be on code and you really want to be in a position to help your people and really put your lineage first, right? The B in Foundational Black American would be build before you buy. Build before you buy. I got a book, family. Click the link in my bio. It costs a little bit of money, I think it's less than $10. It's called Why Ball on a Budget When You Can Budget and Ball. You got to learn how to build before you buy. If you're out there living paycheck to paycheck, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be hard for you to be of use and of help to the cause, to anything we're trying to build and do for the family. We need to be able to raise money like that, family. And if you don't got no money, if you're penny pinching yourself, how can you help the family? How can you be a help to others? That's why it all goes back to family first. You got to take care of your family first. You got to take care of home first. You got to put your lineage first. And then you got to put in your mindset that I'm going to build before I buy. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to save more money than I'm spending. One of the ways that that wealthy people are wealthy or stay wealthy is, guess what? They're only spending 20 to 40% of their money, and they're saving 40 to 60% of their income. They're saving, and they're living off of 20 to 40%. Now I know that's hard to do in this economy, and that's hard to do if you've never done it before. But you got to at least be able to save 10 to 20% of your income for right now at all times. You know, I'm gonna say it like this: if you can't save $1,000 a month, you're broke. If you can't save $1,000 a month, you're broke. Get the likes up, family. I want to bring people up. I want to have the conversation. Get the likes up to 10K. I know. Hey, listen. This ain't. Whenever we talk solutions, family. Some people tune in. Some people tune out. Some people are here for the drama. Some people are really here to get the solution. I'm here to give y'all the game, and I hope you're taking it seriously. And if you don't feel like hearing the game right now, there's all other kind of other rooms you can be in, man. All kind of other rooms that are going right now, and maybe they got some interesting topics and things like that. I think this is pretty interesting myself, but this needs to be talked about, and this needs to be said. You got to be able to build before you buy. You got to be able to save some money. You got to be able to donate to the cause. And how you going to be able to donate to the cause and you're pinching pennies? We have to one day advance. Right now, we in the $5, $10, $15, $20, $100 donations. That's where we're at today. But somewhere 10, 15, 20 years down the line, we need to be in the 1,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 donation, because we save so much money, because we're doing so well in life, and we're being disciplined with our money, and we discipline ourselves to build before we buy, to spend with black businesses first. Are you spending your money with black businesses? Are you recycling the money back into the community? That's key. If you're not spending money with black businesses, how can you say you're on code? And we got to build more black businesses so our people can have options, so they can spend with black businesses. And when I say black businesses, we got to have phenomenal black business, not mediocre black businesses, but phenomenal black businesses that our people can patron and be proud of spending money. So it's not so much, we don't want it to be like a forced thing, like it's forced. We want you to choose black businesses because not only that they're black businesses, foundational black American. Let me be clear. When I say black businesses, I'm talking about foundational black American business. I'm not talking about the African salon or the African restaurant or the Caribbean salon or the Caribbean restaurant. I'm talking or grocery store or bodega or what. I'm talking about foundational black American business. Are we spending money with our people? How you gonna be on code? How are you going to be B1 Brigade? How are you going to be a true, effective, foundational black American if you're not spending money with your people? See, let me tell you something, family. Long gone are the days of do as I say, not as I do. Those days is gone, family. That do you know that has hurt us so much? That has hurt us so much, family. That do as I say, not as I do mentality, that was the 80s. That was the crack days. You understand what I'm saying? That was when we was down bad. To me, that's where the rift between young and old happened. We can't afford to have old fools misguiding, leading. We need strong, effective leadership, elders, strong, effective elders in our community. But that do as I say, not as I do nonsense, no. If you're going to be an effective foundational black American, you got to be able to lead by example. You got to be something that everybody looks up to and respects. Especially if you're a Gen X, you got to get yourself together. If you're a baby boomer, you should have been got your stuff together. You understand what I'm saying? It's time that we become effective. It's time that do as I say, not as I do. That has hurt foundational black American communities. Because how can you tell us what we should be doing and you're not doing it? You gotta practice what you preach, family. When we say stand on business, you're able to stand on business because you have the moral authority. That's the only way you're able to stand. That's the only way you're able to preach. That's the only way you're able to teach. Is you got to be standing on business, and you got to have the moral authority to stand. Long gone are the days where we listen to the drunk bum on the corner tell us how to get a woman, tell us how to get ahead in life, and tell us how to be successful. Those days are gone, family. Those days are gone. People are looking for leaders. People are looking for influential people with leadership qualities that others can covet. People are looking for examples. And the best way to be an example is to be on code. Best way to be an example is be on code. Everything starts with the grassroots, family. Plug in, tap in, get involved, get your marching orders, and march. Be one. That's right, be one. Get your marching orders and march. Get on code. When we say we delineated from the Democratic Party, don't argue. Delineate, fool. Delineate. Delineate. We have delineated from the Democratic Party. So just delineate. That's getting on code. That's getting on code. When we say we're no longer dealing with tethers, we're gatekeeping our stuff now, do it. Yeah, we know F both parties, man. We know that, man. It's not about Republican, it's not about Democrat, but we really have delineated seriously from the Democratic Party. That's just what it is. We're not saying run over to Republican Party either, because we're saying tangibles. If your people are saying we want tangibles, you need to get on code with we want tangibles. When we say we stand on business for reparations, you stand on business for reparations. When we say we're clicking that other box and we're no longer associating ourselves with the term black or African American, we're going to check the other box and we're going to say we're going to write in foundational black American. That's getting on code, family. That's getting on code. That's getting on code. We can go back and forth and argue all day long, but man, get on code. There's a method to the madness of what's going on. If you're plugged into the grassroots, you know what's going on. If you're not plugged into the grassroots, this is foreign to you. Stay away from the constant negative news. Stay away from mainstream media, period. Stay away from legacy media. They have nothing for us. We have our own media outlets, and we're utilizing social media to do it. And all you got to do is plug in. All you got to do is plug in, family. You want to be an effective leader? Effectively follow the code. See, here's the beautiful thing about being a foundational black American. We don't have leaders. The code is the leader. The code. See, here, listen, if they take one of us out, we should have 1,000 more people on code. You see what I'm saying? Key thing, on code. Because the code is the leader. We figured out that they can't unalive the code, but they can unalive the people. But the code is still going to be the code, family. And as long as you follow the code, we can have that next man up mentality. And you can't be weak following the code. That's what I'm saying. You got to be. We don't need weak people. We don't need weak people. And I don't believe that foundational black Americans are weak. I believe we are the strongest people on this dang planet. If you're caught up in drugs, get you some help. Stop. Admit it, quit it, forget it. That's the best advice I can give you. If you're caught up in anything you shouldn't be involved in, admit it, quit it, and forget it. And that goes to the next thing, right? If there was an A for foundational black American, if I had an acronym for the word A, it would be accountability always. It will be family first, build before you buy, and then accountability always. We can't do nothing with each other if we're not accountable. Can I hold you accountable to stay on code? Can I hold you accountable when I see my brother and sister doing something wrong? Can I say, hey man, can I come to you in love and brotherly and sisterly love and say, hey man, you need to change, you need to do this, without you getting too upset with me? Accountability always. Without accountability, family, we can never reach our goals. We can never accomplish anything. We can never make the impossible possible if we're not accountable. Think about all these tethers that keep telling us what we can't do. They think we need their help, family. They really believe in their heart that we need their help. And we don't. We didn't need your help coming out of slavery when we had over 50,000 patents. We didn't need your help when we had over 200,000 farms. When we had over 30,000 masons and builders. When our land value was worth over $500,000, or excuse me, $500 million. Did we need your help then? Did we need your help when we got over 50,000 patents in this country? No, we didn't need your help. Did we need your help when we were standing on business fighting for civil rights, for equal protection for everybody? Did we need your help then? No. We just stood on business and we understood what the assignment was. And we all got on code. If I'm 50 million and you're only a couple million, what is the benefit of us unifying with you? We already know what the benefit of you unifying with us is. We already know. But what is our benefit of us unifying with you? Especially when we don't have the same mindset, when we don't want the same things, when our cultures are so polar opposites. The Bible says, how can two walk together lest they agree? We're not in agreement with y'all. Y'all are not in agreement with us. What do we need your help for? You come from a failed homeland. We come from a rich, prosperous homeland that we built. I don't think, listen. If one of y'all can tell me what have y'all built in America and what have you built in your homeland, if is anyone bold enough to answer that question? Because every time we ask that question, it's crickets, family. What have the Caribbean built in America, and what have the African built in America? What have you built? Show us something. See, you always want to ask a question with a question. Listen, I got proof of the things that I built here in America. I'm not ashamed to say that I've built something here in America. And I'm not going to say, oh, I built a wonderful life in the United States. No, 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 no. The things I'm working on are game changers for my community. The things I'm building are game changers for my community. And you don't have the moral authority to ask me, what have I built, when we can just go look at your homeland right now. That's all we got to do. Look at your homeland. Because we know you didn't build nothing over there. And we know for a fact you didn't build nothing over here. I just want to know if you're going to be honest about it. And then when you come with when you come genuine and in good faith, then we can work from there. Then it's evident what we built here in this country. It's evident what my family, what my ancestors have built. It's evident. It's evident. It's evident. If you ever seen a stoplight, you know that's the foundation of Black American. The very reason we're able to speak on, go back and forth right here on TikTok, is because of a foundational Black American invention. George Washington Carver, first biochemist in the world. See that, family? That's what I'm saying. No matter what we say, family, no matter what we tell these tethers, they're always gonna act like it's a lie. They're under they're under the worst kind of propaganda and witchcraft, family. They're under the worst kind of propaganda and witchcraft. We could tell them till the cows come home what it is, and they're still not gonna believe, family. So we can't even really waste our time with them. That's why I'm only focused on y'all. I'm only focused on my people. Why would I want to unify with people who aren't even unified in their own country? Pyramids are over, what, 2,000 years old? Y'all mean to tell me y'all ain't built nothing in 2,000 years? We got pyramids too. We got mounds too. We don't talk about them. We got more pyramids and more mounds in the United States than y'all got in Africa. Excuse me, not the United States, North America and South America, excuse me. Man, I mean, it's crazy, family. It's crazy, family. But do me a favor, family. While I have y'all here, we have our own cryptocurrency. It does need to be funded. If you're not familiar with blockchain, it's time that the family get familiar with blockchain. Blockchain technology is our future. It is the way that we're going to collapse time frames and leapfrog past the dominant society and build generational wealth for our family. Go check out 𝗣𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶.org, 𝗣𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝗀𝗵.org, and do your due diligence. This is not a meme coin, family. It's not a basic. This coin is sophisticated. It's full of smart contracts, and it's phenomenal. And it's 100% built by us, for us. It's for our people. It's our way to get into this, to build a decentralized bank to where we can give out loans, 0 to 1% loans to the family, so we can start building more and more and more and more Black-owned businesses. Because we know going to the dominant society, it's going to be tough getting a loan over there. Some of us have broken through. Many of us haven't. It's not that we have a lack of vision, but it's the lack of funds that usually prevent us from building quality businesses here in the United States. And all the constant attack that we get from the dominant society, We gotta stand on business now more than ever. If you keep spamming, you know, I don't mind you being in here, but if you keep spamming the account, I'm just gonna delete. I'm just gonna block you. You know what I'm saying? I think we heard you the first, second, third time, but if you keep spamming, this is your first and your only warning. If you keep spamming, I'm just going to block you. So let me just do that. You want to keep spamming? Let me give you your exit real quick, because I know you got other things to do than to be in this room, right? Other things to do than to be hanging around foundational Black Americans. So there you go. One person got blocked. I'm cool. Listen, I'm nice, y'all. Listen, I'm cool. I don't mind you ops, you enemies to foundational Black American achievement and success. I don't mind you being in the room, because you fill up the room, and you contribute by leaving stupid comments, and all comments are good. So, and you're feeding the algorithm. So I appreciate that, right? But you know, you're not gonna spam. You're not gonna spam the room with weak comments. You know, I don't care. You know, I'm 100% confident in me, family. I don't beg for anything. I go out and work hard, and I get it. You know, this foundational Black American coin, I did this for us. I pray that you guys read the white paper and find out what it's all about, so you know what you're looking to invest in or help build. This is 100% for us, for our family. We're the first lineage based. We're the first people with a lineage based cryptocurrency token full of smart contracts, and have the DAO governance that's designed to keep money in our community. It's not designed to let money escape. It's designed to have money always recycling back into our community. And all I'm asking you to do is do your due diligence. Do your due diligence, and if you see it in your heart to help build the liquidity pool of the foundational Black American coin, shout out, man. Let's do it. Let's do it, because I'm gonna raise the money regardless. You know, the money's gonna get raised. You know, I'm not worried about that. So when they ask me what I built, that's one of the things I built. How about that? That's gonna transcend even me. Far after I'm gone, the FBA coin is gonna be here, and the family's gonna have control over. Foundational Black Americans control this coin, and help push the success of this coin. So there you go. If y'all, those who keep saying, "What have you built?" That's what I've done. What have you done? What have you done for your community? What have you done for your homeland? What have you done since you were here in America? Absolutely nothing. Oh, I built a beautiful life for me and my family. And you're supposed to do that in a system that's designed to help you thrive. Thank you, foundational Black Americans, for helping generate the wealth in this country to create such a awesome system that other people from other countries can come over and eat off of. That's what you need to say, right? But accountability, fam. We got to have accountability always, man. We can't be afraid of constructive criticism. We can't be afraid to tell each other, "Hey, man, you can do better. Hey, man, I expect more from you. Hey, man, you let me down because I look to you as someone that's supposed to do great things." And I expect the family to hold me accountable. A lot of people keep talking about my weight. Hey, I'm listening. I'm holding myself accountable. I've been eating good. I got married, fat, eating good. And shoot, I'm disgusted with myself, family. I ain't never been this big before. So I'm doing what I need to be doing. Eating this damn oatmeal. To get healthy, right? So the A and FBA will be accountability always. Family first, lineage first, Build before you buy. And accountability always. And these are things that we should be practicing. These are things that no one should have to tell us. It's already in us. It's already in us, family. See, we are the moral compass in America, period. Without foundational black Americans being in America, can you imagine how degenerate this country would be without us? Without us holding America to its true values, to its core values? If we weren't here, do you understand how degenerate this country would be? We are the moral fiber of America. We are the culture of America. We're everything. We're everything good and everything great about this country. It's us. Without us, man, that's a scary thing. America without its true Americans, that would be scary, family. Who's gonna hold the YT man to truth, justice, and the American way if it wasn't for foundational black Americans? You know what's crazy though, family? What's crazy is people actually come in this room just to hate. Thank you for letting me know that I'm so great that you can come into my room, come into my live, and spit out all manners of hate on my live and do it like a job. Some of y'all, I think y'all are getting paid for this. Are you getting paid to just come into my room? Because I'm speaking to foundational black Americans. If you're not a foundational black American, I don't know why you're here. I don't know why you're here. Let's get some of them flies off the bellies of y'all children back home. Let's do that. Let's find homes for some of these orphans in your country. How about that? Let's start with that. Let's start with getting proper education in your homeland. How about that? Y'all want to go there? I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to be nice, but let's start with getting running water in your village. How about that? Let's start with some irrigation. How about that? Let's start with getting them flies off your food and your belly. Okay, let's cure the hunger strike that's going on in your country right now. Let's do that. Let's give everybody a parcel of bread. Every home should have a parcel of bread and a toilet. How about that? Let's start with that. Okay, while you over here enjoying foundational black American country, you got some problems going on in your homeland, man. Maybe you need to fix that. Maybe you need to fix that. You know, before you come up in my room yapping, talking mess in the comments, y'all got some things y'all got to fix back home, family. Sir, your river water is raw sewage, and y'all bathing in it. Your river water is raw sewage, and y'all bathing in it. Let's start with that. Are you really going to go there? Y'all are bathing in rainwater right now. You're bathing in rainwater right now, sir. Do you really want to go there? Do we really want to go there? Do we really want to go there, family? You're bathing in rainwater, sir. You don't have toilets over there, sir. You're squatting. You're squatting on a hole in the ground. You're burning your trash outside your home, sir. You're burning your trash in your front yard. That's what you do, because you don't have a trash man to come pick up the trash. What are you talking about? You're living in a shanty town, in your homeland. When you go back, it's a shanty. You know, it's a shack held together by two iron cords and some wood. What are you talking about? I don't want to go there. I'm trying to be cool. You ain't seen none of that, man. It's sad when y'all gotta reach. Not enough of us are doing that, sir. I've seen a whole bunch of people do it in your homeland, though. Whole bunch of people. And y'all want to talk about begging? Ain't nothing like third world begging. Ain't nothing like third world begging. Sally Struthers begging. I'm a pastor. I need money for my congregation begging. Ain't nothing like that third world begging. All them fake pastors y'all got over there that y'all line up when United Nations come and other pastoral groups come to give y'all some money, y'all line up. Man, it's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. But I digress. I'm done smacking y'all with fly swatters, man. I'm done. I'm done smacking y'all with fly swatters. I'm done. The code naturally, if you're on code, let me tell you what being on code. Being on code naturally makes you a leader, family. Being off code, being off code is going against the grain, and nobody likes people who go against the grain. There's nothing more disheartening. There's nothing more just frustrating when you see off-code people. So I'm going to implore that you guys get on code, man. Are you living the FBA code in your household? And if not, why not? Why? Are you putting your family first? Are you putting your lineage first? Are you building before you go out there and buy? Are you buying from people who are actually from your community? I'm not talking about visiting the bodega. I'm not talking about going down to the liquor store with the Arabs. I'm not talking about the Hispanic grocery store. I'm not talking about the oxtail from the Caribbeans. I'm talking about, are you spending with foundational Black American businesses? Are you recycling your money back into the community? And then last but not least, are you accountable? Are you holding yourself accountable? Are you holding your family accountable? Are you holding your community accountable? Accountability always. Family, build before you buy. Family first, build before you buy, and accountability always. Those are simple things that's going to help you get on code. Are you plugging into the grassroots media? Do you know what's going on in the Black community? Are you plugged into the grassroots media so you know how we are moving strategically out here? Did you get your marching orders yet? If you haven't got your marching orders, how can you be on code? If you haven't got your marching orders, how can you be on code? Are you leading by example? Or are you being left behind? Are you leading by example, or are you being left behind? See, we're not here to drag you anymore. We're not here to pull dead weight anymore. We're here to cut that umbilical cord. We're here to cut that string because we're not going to drag you anymore. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You know you're supposed to be plugged into the grassroots media. You know you're supposed to be on code with your family. You know you got to put your family and your lineage above all else. You know you should be building before you buy. You should be purchasing from black-owned vendors and black-owned businesses. You know that. And you know that your brother and your sister should be able to hold you accountable. And you shouldn't get mad. You should not be getting emotional when your brothers and your sisters hold you accountable. You should not be getting emotional. You should be thanking them when they hold you to the highest of the highest standards. You should be saying, you know what, you're right. Thank you so much. Thank you. You should be humbling yourself. Because if you're off code, you affect everybody who are on code. Because there's always going to be a musty tether that's going to point out the off-code person, not the people that are on code. Because all they're going to say is, what about black-on-black crime in Chicago? That's all they're going to say. They're going to point at the weakest of us. They're not going to point at the strongest of us. They're going to point at the weakest of us to try to, to hate. No, I get it, man. Listen. Old fool, young fool, no fool. Listen, don't be a fool. Get on code. You gonna ride. Don't be no coward out here. Don't be no coward. Don't be no coward. Listen. Elders, let me talk to the elders. And talk to the elders. I love y'all, man. But you got to understand that we're not doing things like we did in the past. I'm a Gen X. The little bit of time I got left, I got at least 15, 20 more years in me. Maybe more. And then these youngsters are coming in. These youngsters are coming up quick, and they hungry. They need to be able to get some wisdom from you. You need to be able to really give them the game. That do as I say, not as I do, that's not an effective leader. That's not anything these youngsters are going to respect. That's not anything these youngsters are going to respect. The youth is coming up, and we got to show them something. We got to be the example. So I'm talking to my elders. Listen, all that talk of waiting and patience, we hear you, but we need to see something. We are standing on business for change, and we want change now. And the only way we're going to see change is if we're all on code. And if you can't, I get it, you can't do the heavy lifting no more. And we understand that the ball was dropped somewhere. And we're not blaming our elders because we know COINTELPRO is real. Every time we build something up, we got sabotaged. But all I'm asking for our elders to do is to reach back and give us the knowledge of the past that we can use for the future. Educate us. Remind us of how things used to be. Help us get on code and stay on code. Be facilitators of the code. Be sober-minded. Don't be silly drunk out here. Don't be silly drunk out here. Don't be on drugs. Give us something to aspire to. Give us strength. Give us courage. Bring that old wisdom, that ancestral spirit. Impart that to us so we can do the work that needs to be done. And understand there's going to be tough times. Understand that, listen, We got things that are bigger than you, bigger than your old age. And sacrifices are going to need to be made. Sacrifice for the family. Sacrifice for the lineage. Sacrifice for the betterment of the future. Help us. Help us do the work. We're not asking you to do the heavy lifting. But we need real and true mentors today. We need more Dr. Claude Andersons. We need more Dr. Francis Cress Welsons. We need more Farrakhan's. Because they're not always going to be, well, you know, Farrakhan is dang near 80, 90 years old, family. How long can this man live? Peace be upon the prophet. Peace be upon him. And may he live 150 more years because we need him. But we need true examples in our community. We gotta, all this do as I say, not as I do, that's over with. We're done with that. That never served us. We need true leaders, true people that are going to lead by example. And when I say leaders, I'm really meaning mentors. Because again, we don't have leaders, we have the code. The code is the only leader. Help us follow the code. You follow the code and you teach others how to follow the code. You plug into the grassroots and you tell us what the grassroots is saying, not what you think is right, but tell us what the grassroots is saying, because the grassroots is speaking truth. The grassroots is waking us up from this slumber. The little bit of time you got left, don't be an old fool. That's my message to the elders. Don't be old fool. Be the wisdom and be the tree that we come under to get shade. Be that tree. For the youth, I got a message for the youth. I got a message for the youth. A lot of y'all are riders, man. A lot of y'all are waiting to do big and great things. Y'all are coming up. A lot of y'all are like, you know what, y'all like, we want to do things different. And you're gonna get your opportunity to. You're gonna get your opportunity to. You're gonna get your opportunity to do things different. But I want to tell you something. Learn from the mistakes of the past, so you don't duplicate them. Learn from Gen X right now who are in the mix. We're not done. We're still doing phenomenal things. While you still have us, while we're still young, while we're still strong, watch what we're doing. Watch how we're doing it. Watch when, because timing is important. Watch the timing of the things we're doing it. We need you to pay attention. Because you're swiftly coming up. You're coming up. And the way you run things, your kids are going to be watching. Your kids' are going to be watching. Don't let them erase our culture. Don't let them erase our culture. Don't allow tethers to come in and destroy what we're building and what we're trying to build. If you can't advance it, maintain it. If you can't advance it, at bare minimum, you got to maintain. Because whatever demon that we don't kill, you're going to have to battle them. Hear me when I say that. Whatever demon we don't destroy, you're going to have to destroy him. And whatever demon you don't destroy, your kids are gonna have to come behind you and destroy them. So we gotta be strong. We gotta be strong. We gotta be strong. We gotta be strong. In your youth, listen, I'm gonna just tell it to you how it is. There's no time for games. The days where we could play and have a good time in our youth is over. Your youth, we can't afford to be playing at this time. We need y'all to hurry up and start building. We need for y'all to hurry up and fail so y'all could be useful. The more you fail, the more useful you're going to become to us, because that's the way you learn. I need y'all to get out there and take risks. I need y'all to get out there and work harder than you never worked before. I know that's a lot to ask, but if you look at the whole scope of things, it's not. It's what's needed and it's what's required. If you really want to be useful to foundational Black American, I need you to also be on code. And I need you to listen more than you talk. Because, listen, I'm not saying all of us are geniuses, all of us are smart, but enough of us are. If you're plugged into the grassroots, listen to the grassroots. Learn from our mistakes, learn from your mistakes. You got the best of both worlds right now. You get to learn from Gen Xers and you got experience. While you still got the elders, listen to them too, because they're going to help you as well. You need to be picking their brain about the strategies and the things they've done in the past and figure out why they worked and why they didn't work, and how you can apply some of those things today. That's what you need to be doing. I know it's a lot, but if I'm going to tell you the truth is we don't got time to play games. This ain't the time to be going to the club. This ain't the time for none of that. This is the time for you to prepare and get ready. That's what it's time that you do away with the childish things and you become mature, youthful men and women. That's my message to the youth, man. Fail forward, learn from your mistakes, learn from Gen X mistakes, learn from the baby boomers mistakes, learn from it all. While you still have us here, you need to be paying attention. Old people need to listen to young people, and they will run faster amongst older people. Young people need to listen to older people, and they will run faster amongst younger people. That is the balance and the symbiosis of the world right there. Gen X, we got to squeeze the greatness. We got to squeeze. We got to do the same thing. This ain't you. Listen, if you a Gen Xer and you still going to the club, shame on you. If you still think it's time, if you think in your 40s you supposed to be living your best life, not right now. We got work to do. I'm not saying you shouldn't be living, you shouldn't be doing well as far as your career and things like that, but you also need to be working while you still got the strength. We're not old yet. They may be calling us Unc and all these other things, but listen, we still are strong and we still got a lot of work to do. We got great Gen X people right now. We got greatness still within us, and we got to go out there and we got to lead by example. That's my message to Gen X. Lead by example. Be the example. Be the example. Come out of propaganda. Come out of the witchcraft. Wake up, and let's wake others up and let's stand on business, and let's be the example. Let's be the example of what it means to be on code. Let's be the example of what it means to be on code. Let's show the young, let's show the old what we should be doing. Let's be the examples for others to follow. Let's get on code, family. Now, I know everybody's like, you know, very simple stuff. Family first, lineage first, build before you buy from black-owned businesses, FBA-owned businesses, and accountability always. Very simple things that help align yourself and get you on code. Very simple things. But do we need a more formal FBA code of honor? Yes, we do. If y'all wanna know, I'm gonna revamp the code. Many of the things that we need to be doing and how we need to be conducting ourselves is in the FBA code of honor. Click the link in my bio under the link tree. Make sure you put 0 in the dollar amount, and you can get the FBA code of honor. Now, is there going to be another updated one? Of course, we're going to update it. But we definitely need a more formal one, you know, and that's going to be, it's going to come from the grassroots, family. Like I said, we a couple things that if you don't know, you should know. We have delineated from the Democratic Party. That's number one. We have delineated from the diaspora. That's number 1 and 2. Not no specific order. We are gatekeeping our culture. We're no longer being nice and letting everybody into our FBA spaces. We're not doing that. Okay? We have delineated from legacy media that continues to lie and paint a terrible narrative about foundational black American. We have delineated. Delineation is the new thing that we need to embrace. Delineate. Delineation is the answer. We have to separate ourselves. We are checking. We're delineating from the term black or African American. Okay, we're delineating from those terms. We're no longer checking those boxes. We're no longer going to identify with that. We are now going to identify and embrace the other box. The other box says we're going to write in foundational black American. That's it. Or freedman. Those are the only 2 things you should be marking down. Foundational black American or freedman in that other box. That's it. That's it. We have delineated, and we need y'all to get on code. That's what we need. Now, if anybody wants to come up, now is the time. Let's chop up some game. If you want to chop up some game, let's chop up some game. If not, I'll end the live. It's not a problem. Man. Y'all gonna watch me lose this weight, family. I'm gonna get skinny right before your very eyes. So, yeah, anybody want to come up? Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Don't make me pull some people up here. Who wants to chop it up? Let me look through here and see who's up in here. Let me look through here, see what's up in here. I see Monique. I see DJ. I see you. Can't hide. I see you. If y'all don't want to come up, that's cool. But I'm gonna invite some people up. If y'all don't want to come up, that's cool. Let me. See if I get Cousin up in here. But tomorrow, man, we're gonna have either tomorrow or the next day when I come back live. Cousin, come on up in here, cousin. I know you ain't been up in here long, but I saw you online. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? You all right today?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. Talking about the FBA code, man.
Well, you know that's what you. If you black right now, if you FBA right now, and you don't understand what the code is, I'm kind of curious.
Come on.
Because you should have been watching what this government has been doing and the legislation that it has been passing and how it has literally impacted our community. You got plenty of resources for everybody but us. Everybody but us. They can be doing, in the case of the immigrants, less than we are, and they come in and they throw them bags. They can be doing extremely, extremely well, and they go throw them a bag. If I'm not mistaken, what was that term that Obama used and the Democrats used? Too big to fail?
Come on.
All them banks got bailed out to the tunes of hundreds of billions of dollars. Nobody went to jail. Nobody was held accountable. Not a name released. They got the money and then got more money on top of it. And now you wonder why we are sitting in the back seat like, man, what's going on? It doesn't make sense to me.
About the blackout, Monique. Come up and talk real quick about the blackout. If you can. Man, you know what's going on right now? We've been sold out, brother. We've been sold out.
It's not that we've been sold out because we were we were always excluded from the game. That's why we ain't been sold out. Okay.
What supposedly, hey man, I'm doing my research on it, and I found some of it or most of it to be true. The African Union is coming for black resources. Did you know that?
In what way? Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I understand the education and knowledge that they're going to get from us.
So without giving Black American citizenship, resources, land, they are now speaking on our behalf, and they can now. Hold on. I don't want to say this thing wrong. Let me just pull it up. Man.
Are they using the media and their potential political connections to move their individual and semi-group agendas together? Well, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Hold on. When the African Union designates the African diaspora as the sixth region of Africa, they designated the diaspora as the sixth region. It essentially means that they formally recognize people of African descent living outside the continent, including the Americas, Europe, and elsewhere, as an integral strategic part of Africa's future. The sixth region exists alongside the 5 geographic regions of Africa: North, South, East, West, and Central. So we are now included in the sixth region, the Americas now. The African Union's designation lumps FBA descendants of enslaved Black Americans into global African diaspora without considering our distinct sovereign lineage in America. That's not good. That means they're not recognizing us as FBA. They're not recognizing us as a distinct lineage, but they're claiming to speak for us on our behalf. They're not recognizing that we are not African immigrants or continental Africans in exile. We're telling them that we are indigenous copper-colored people of the Americas, reclassified as Negro colored and African American. The AU is also seeking to engage the diaspora for investment and trade and development partnerships. This could mean African governments will solicit FBA wealth, resources, and business connections under the banner of Pan-African unity. FBA wealth could be funneled into African development initiatives, while FBA communities in the U.S. remain economically neglected unless strict FBA first policies are enforced. Listen, this delineation came at the right time.
Well, the karmic shift is the karmic shift, man. And whether or not you've accepted the move, that's up to you, but it's already happening. Too many voices are out here espousing this view.
Listen, we've all been wondering why Obama's been sending Biden was sending billions of dollars to the African Union and African countries.
Well, that you know my position. Again, you're talking about the Western neo-colonial powers. They have been working against black people for 500 years. Many of us have heard we know who 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝗶cie is. Okay. When they found out where he was and where his gold mine was, they haven't left since they got there.
She is the perfect.
Okay. They've been robbing the continent of those resources all of this time. And the fact that the continent is now saying to the Western neo-colonial powers, kick rocks. We don't want you. We don't need you. Keep your international monetary fund because that comes with too many strings that work in your benefit and your behavior. And the idea is that the Western neo-colonial media powers are using all of their tools to paint them as horrid for what tomorrow might bring. They don't understand how to handle or what can come from tomorrow. So they use their media to manipulate the American blacks to have real issues with continental blacks. I'm at the point in this time, until you can show me a treaty over the last 500 years that they have kept with non-white folks, I'm real shady. I'm looking at everything that you say with the side eye because you haven't been forthright, you haven't been upcoming and honorable in your dealings with humanity. It's always this, I gotta get mine, screw you, and screw you out of yours.
So check this out. Check this out. As of Check this out. This is crazy. Hold on, look, I'm reading it in real time. So, did you know that the African Union is going after our reparations? So the very money that we get is going to trickle up to them, or they're going to be the ones facilitating the reparations and saying how it needs to be dispersed in our community. Did you know that's what the African Union is fighting for?
I didn't, but I also can't. Let me say it like.
Did we know that, family? Did we
not in its entirety?
As of June of 2025. Did you know that we are labeled the 6th region, but there are no elected seats? We have no representation. We have no representation.
Then there's no way we're going to accept that.
There are no elected seats in the African Union that we can speak on our behalf. They are speaking on our behalf, for their benefit, not for ours. So let's say we do get reparations. They're lobbying for this. They're lobbying to get some of that.
Not from this government. Now, you want to petition France, Great Britain, Germany, the
Listen,
Netherlands?
it's
By
not
all
saying. Hold
means.
on. It doesn't say that they're fighting for us to get reparations. It's saying if we do get reparations, they're petitioning to get some of that reparations. This in real time.
Again, they're going to have to bring, so in my opinion, they're going to have to bring forth some sort of actual legitimate legal claim to it. Because again, they have cases, but they don't have cases against this government.
They've already been given the jurisdiction by Biden. All this was going on without us knowing about it.
That's the only reason I can't just leave it at Biden. That's the only reason I can't do that, because I consider it the entire government.
This is even before Biden, since 2003, this has been a goal and a plan. Since 2003, they've been starting. Since 2003, they claimed us as the sixth region. However the media spun it, whatever our blackity black people at that time said, whether maybe we was Pan-African, I don't know. Whatever they were saying back in 2003, maybe they spun it to make us think it was something positive. But as we see it get closer and closer to fulfillment, it's very divisive. So again, how can we unify knowing this?
But again, my position. We go build up our house first while y'all build up y'all house. But you can't come take my bricks, my plumbing, my AC. You can't come take from my house to build your house. That's how we gonna have to work together in this. I get it. There are. Hear me out.
The legal action is ongoing right now.
Then we need a lawyer within the FBA family looking at this paperwork, monitoring this case, and informing the rest of FBA what's going on. Because if you're not going to help us in this regard, then what good are you to us?
Right.
You have the skill sets. We can't be there. Our eyes cannot be in these situations and places. We need those of that legal mind, those of that judicial mind to be on top of this.
Hi, Principal. How are you? Hey, good evening. I was about to start just talking like my bad, y'all.
It's all right. We ain't got but a few in here right now, so we're good.
I sent to our group the names and the profiles of those two representatives from here. Both of them are lawyers. I'm gonna have to reach out to them myself, you know what I mean, and try to get a meeting or a conversation with them. Because I know, I'm sorry if it's loud back here. Yeah. Try to get those two. Do you remember the ones I told you? Hayden and Champion.
Okay.
Yeah. See, because they are FBA. Like,
okay.
Yeah. So.
Man, we need our lawyers, man. We need We need somebody putting eyes and ears on this, man. We need somebody watching this closely because they talking about. I mean, this is diabolical, man. No representation. But they get to cipher resources from our community and put it into their community. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying, man. We cannot trust. We cannot allow tribalism into our backyard. We can't allow it. We can't unite with anybody who has a tribalist mentality. Under the guise of we can't unite under the banner of skin color. We cannot do that, family. We can only unite under the banner of consciousness and lineage. What's your idea? What do you believe in?
Can you hear me too much?
Yeah, I can hear you, DJ. I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. You got something to say?
Well, I like what cousin said. And I have been going in quite a few African lives to actually observe them, to make friends and connections, because I know they're going through their struggle over there, and I'm going to respect that. But I'm also watching their personalities amongst themselves, how they react and relate to each other, and I listen to their complaints about us. But understanding and seeing and having some experiences with them, and then being in their lives and their personalities, how they, I mean, I'm not surprised that they would be coming for us in both for the reparations that we want, and coming for us and disagreeing with us. I don't go over there to their lives and disagree with them when it comes to respecting their struggle, their culture, and stuff like that, because I love culture. Okay, in any ethnic group, I love culture, except for YTs and their foolishness and their evil. I'm not talking about that. But to see all of this and observing them, I mean, the audacity to try to come for our struggle, and of course we both have somewhat of some things we do have in common in terms of the struggle. I get it. And I can't even, it's almost like I can't even almost separate. But then, yes, obviously we do.
What similarities do we have with their struggle?
Well, we do have the YTs.
I mean, they see it differently, brother. We have a more specific position and targeted. We know exactly who we're fighting. They don't see it as that. They see it as a notion against a notion.
I don't understand.
And that's not. They have a notion that what they're fighting is they see colonialism as harmful to them, but part of a scale. Whereas we see the entire thing as corrupt. They're too focused on looking at the one tree, and we recognize that it's a forest. That cleared up a little bit better.
So what you're saying, you're saying that they see it as colonialism? Is it?
Yes.
That's it?
They've embraced their colonialistic aspects of within their countries, nations, and actions. This is why when they come here, as we've heard them say, I built a house, I did these things. And they think that they're shining when they say that. As if we haven't already done these things.
Come on up here, Pastor. Pastor Christian, come on up here.
But we see that even though we have done these things, they've still destroyed it. They've still attacked it. They've still gone after it. And they think it's more individualistic, whereas we see the collective. They think if I just get over here and I work hard, then it's on me. I did it. I made it. They're very individualistic when it comes to this particular approach. And I think one of the things about FBA is we understand that we are individuals, but we also understand that we are part of this brigade. There's not one of us that's not. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how young you are.
I kind of see it that we're that way that you just explained, because we still scuffling trying to come together.
Are we?
Yes.
Everybody keeps saying
We
that.
are.
Are we?
Yes. And here's one main point I'm going to say,
Give me an
because I'm
example.
saying that. They are still using the trees with us. Last month, months back, a couple of years back, they still going to the tree. Just on the East Coast, somewhere
Yeah,
up north,
yeah,
East Coast.
yeah. I
Okay?
got you.
And we ain't saying nothing.
I don't think
The
we.
old people back in when I was coming up in the civil rights, oh, they barked. But not in this
No. I
generation.
get you. I get you. But here's the thing. You know, they're not going up nearly in the number that they were going up in the past. Back in the civil rights
Oh,
era
the
and
numbers
before
are
1917.
moving.
I get
The
you. No,
numbers
I
are
know. I
moving.
get you. I get you. But and let's be real. They're not reporting that stuff in the news. We're expecting, our new black media to somehow, we need people to tell our new black media what's going on so we can report about it.
See, it got through the churches and then, the news, you know. But, down south, the African Americans, they was about it. Okay? They had tactic. I mean, you can go see that in Washington, D.C. They had tactic, you know. They practiced what they needed to do because they knew the man. They knew his culture, the way he moved,
We
how he
still
would
do.
respond to things.
We still do.
And we know, but we have no tactic.
I think
I see that clearly.
I think something's brewing. You just don't know. I think something's brewing. I really
They
do.
gotta have tactic. You know the man. You're supposed to know how he's gonna respond. You
I
should
think.
expect it
Listen.
because he's doing the same MO he's been doing for 400, 500,
Listen.
600 years.
Listen. Exactly. And you know what? You know, a lot of us are saying we got to try something different because the things we did in the past are not working here in the future. A lot of us are
Oh, it
saying,
works. Y'all just don't want it. What I
"Oh,
would like to see is no, don't drop it entirely. Just bring it in with what you guys have in mind now. That's all.
let me tell you what the youngsters got in mind. The youngsters got in mind that Rodney Hinton Jr. spirit. They're saying bump the consequences.
I'm not familiar with that.
Bump the consequences. We're gonna get our lick back by any means necessary. And a lot of people
Let me
feel
You
say
know,
that.
it.
when
A
you
lot of people
say
feel.
by any means necessary, see, I'm hearing all my folks saying by any means necessary, even if it comes to the big V. You understand? But you cannot forget we are outnumbered when it comes to the pew-pews and stuff. Okay? So you're gonna that's number one right there you gotta deal with. That's number one on the list. Period. You can't even go to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 if you don't understand about the pew-pews and the boom-booms. We
I
got
think.
history.
I think we're
Black
moving.
Wall Street. Okay?
I think we're
So
moving. Listen, this is what I be talking about. Listen, a lot of us don't want to hear that scared talk. They call it scared talk. We're not trying to hear that. The youngsters today, Gen Xers, we're not trying to
you
hear
better
that.
hear it. Ha ha!
I see that's the disconnect that we got to get back. We need our elders to be riders right now. We need our elders to be encouraging us to stand on business and coming up
That's
with the
encouragement
strategy
right there
and coming up
to
with the
make sure that
hold
you
on,
understand this.
hold on, and coming up with the strategy to help us overcome
Yes.
by telling us what y'all did in the past that worked and what y'all did in the past that didn't work.
That's what
That's
got you here.
that's
That's why you able to have what you
listen,
got right
listen.
now.
Yes, but it
I
wasn't
agree.
necessarily shared how the deacons of
We need to
defense
know the
was utilized for
mindset
their
of
community.
of our riders that they had back then, so we could figure out, so we can fine tune and tweak it for 2025 and figure out what worked
Yes,
then
fine tune and
and
tweak
what
it. I get that. Yes,
and what doesn't work now. You know what I'm saying? We got to figure
because
it
you
out.
can fine tune and tweak it, but if pow pow and boom boom come, where you
No, they're
gonna
gonna
be?
have to. It's gonna have to be. Well, sister, I would say it like this because I mentioned before when the deacons of defense were around back in the day, they did it to protect their communities. When the group marched up over a little while ago, and the brothers ran them up off the bridge because they came over there and tried to intimidate the whole community. Now, what that community did was set up a watch group or a group to watch for them, to look out for their community. We're going to have our patrols, their own individual patrols, daggum the police, because the police ain't doing nothing except helping them. But it was up to those brothers and sisters who came out and said, I'm going on guard duty. You coming with me? My thing is, with almost at a point, stop letting your brothers and sisters stroll out here alone.
Yeah, that's
Stop.
right.
Your children should never be unwatched given what's going on now. They should be monitored almost regularly. There is no level, in my opinion, of trust that they have not shown that they will breach. When they're doing what they've done, if they do what they did in the past, and let's just say the 4 little black girls, if they do things like that, that's what they're willing to do. That's the depths of their depravity. Then it is completely up to us to make sure that we are checked, surrounded, and safe. And that spirit is coming alive, but it has to be guided with a proper vision. Because the idea of just going out here and, swinging just cuz, that ain't going to do it for you.
That
Okay?
ain't gonna do it at all.
That ain't going to do it at all because you can be eliminated ASAP with that.
At all. Let me tell you. We need strategists to come to the table, man. We need people that actually have experience in what we're up against, and we need people that can actually put together sound strategies, not scared strategies, not strategies off of we can't no. We need strategies that says, listen, we're gonna stand on business or else, and we're now coming into that mindset, and you're gonna need this mindset in 2025 and on into the future. You're gonna need the mindset that we don't care about consequences anymore. People who care about consequences are scared. We need to free ourselves from the consequences and move to an acceptance stage where whatever God has for me, He has for me, because I'm not backing away from this line. I'm not going backwards. I'm either moving forward or I'm holding the ground. That's it. That's the mindset we gotta have. The consequences, you know what? We gotta just come. We gotta come to the. We have to come to the point where we're just gonna have to accept our lot in life because we are not gonna back off this ground. And the dominant society needs to see that. We might need. You know what we might need. We might need another silent protest. I know people's like, oh, march and don't. We might need to hold our signs out and say, hey man, this is how many black businesses we got. This is how many builders we got. And we're tired of, we might have to hold them signs up and say we're tired of our voice not being heard and us being marginalized by people who are not from this soil. I don't know. I'm just saying some ideas. But what old strategies worked and what new strategies can we introduce and implement? That's what we need our elders to be telling us, to be showing us. Give us some of the strategy. Instead of just saying, oh, this won't work or that won't work, give us the strategy that yielded the most results back then that might still be applicable for today. And understand, again, that sacrifices have to be made from the elders all the way down to the youth. Because what's more important is our future. That's the most important thing. Not necessarily the present, because the present is important, but it's not as important as not having a future. So sacrifices are going to need to be made all across the board. and we can't be scared to make them. We can't be worried about the consequences when our very erasure is at our front door. That's all I'm saying. That make sense, DJ?
I would just say this if I would add any small thing. I think one of the major turning points was Eric Gardner, because that was a big man. May not have been the healthiest of men, but that was a big man. But despite his strength, despite his size, he did not put forth an offensive move. Not one. Kept his hands clear, not unencumbered, and he still got unalived. And I think when that happened, cats just said, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm not doing nothing. It doesn't matter if I'm doing something. They still end up with the same kind of, we call it strange fruiting back in the day. They still strange fruiting. It's just doing it quicker.
Yeah, we can't afford. Listen, we can't afford to sit back and watch something like that again. We can't afford.
So I understand. I understand everybody's on edge and on guard.
They want us to respect the badge. They're gonna have to respect the people. And
well,
we can't be afraid of the consequences for protecting our people.
I can't respect the badge when even the FBI came out in 2006 and said that police forces around the country were infiltrated. With the triple Ks.
Infiltrated.
Every police force. Now, I don't know. At first I used to say like this, was this a warning to us or was it a call to action for them?
They still ain't done nothing about it.
That means it was a call to action for them because they haven't come to our aid and or defense. The only union the United States government fights with everything in its power to protect is the police union. Every other union is up for the garbage heap. But they gonna make sure that police union is taken care of. They get all kinds of money. I mean, again, I saw a little study a while ago. What did they say? If you aggregated the successes of the police departments around the country and their success rate at solving crimes, you would find a 2% success rate.
2%?
2%. Now, my thing is, when the last time you see somebody get a raise for a 2% production?
I gotta Google this. This is crazy. I need to that. If it's like that, then they need to fire everybody. Everybody needs to.
Duh.
I like what you said earlier. The idea you had about the elders and the newer generation and stuff. That was good.
We
lost too many brothers to the prison system. No. I'm just saying. Too many good brothers got lost to the prison system early, so their offspring doesn't have a lot of connection to them, and that loss of that connection was significant when you are trying to rebuild your forest. Okay, you need that old tree to properly nurture that young tree. Well, if you eliminate that middle-aged tree and you eliminate that less, a little bit younger than middle-aged tree, and now you've only got this sprouting bud coming up, what's protecting them? And that's where we have to take our vision and our view and put that shield back over our tomorrow. And our tomorrow are our children.
Yeah, man.
So we have to make sure and keep doing that.
Tomorrow's children. They don't want that.
Well, between their lack of birth rates and the sun doing what it's doing.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's never going to be, I don't want to say it, we're not really going to have to do anything in this regard. They'll end up doing it to themselves. We just have to get out of the way and let them do it to themselves.
Yeah.
Because see, if you can't look around and say, you know, I like clean water, that's a good thing, and you have a company over here talking about, no, screw that, we got issues here. I like breathing clean air, and you got people working against clean air. I got an issue with that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be us that has to deal with this, because these are battles that are bigger than us. You know, I said it before and I say it again. Individually and even collectively, we all got together and did something. We just do not have the resources to fight against the powers that be in that regard. We can only target 1, 2, 4 things and attempt to be semi-effective, but we're battling 10,000 things. So what we would have to strategically attack would have to be those things that are crucial to either keeping this thing up or tearing this thing down. And the only thing that they can do right now to keep us involved and keep us up is put that money on the table. Cut that check. If you're not going to cut that check, I cannot see me providing and rooting for your success, because your success means my demise.
So clearance rate is how they determine if a crime is solved or not. Clearance rate. Definition of clearance rate is the percentage of reported crimes that police classifies as solved. It doesn't necessarily mean a conviction or that justice was served. It simply means police considered the case resolved.
I'm sorry, again, the idea of trusting the police, I'm sorry, that's the most corrupt. The only thing more corrupt than the police and the police union is the United States government, okay?
So here are the two clearances, right? A suspect is arrested, charged, and turned over to the court for prosecution. Not that he got convicted. Not that he was actually seen to be guilty, but he was.
It just got into the court system.
Charged and turned over to the court system. That's a clearance. That's considered a success.
How low a bar for success is this? We got him to the. We didn't kill him in the street, y'all. We didn't unalive him in the street. That's success.
Right. So here the bar is real low, ain't it? The bar is real low. Here's another thing. Here's an exceptional clearance. The case is considered cleared without an arrest for reasons beyond police control. Either the suspect is unalive, he just is unalive. So, pew pew.
That's a success too.
And case closed, right? Another thing, suspect is already in custody for another crime. Oh, another county got him, so case closed. Victim refuses to cooperate in pressing charges after identification. So the victim says,
wait a minute. No witness, so it's a success?
Say again?
No witness, so it's a success?
No witness. Legal restrictions prevent prosecution. Case closed.
This is absolute. See, these are what I'm saying about the policies that they implement.
If you are a diplomat and you do something strange, and you got diplomatic, if you got diplomacy on
immunity,
your side,
yeah. You got diplomatic immunity, yeah.
If you work for the government agency and the government agency says you can't arrest this man, case closed. Success rate. Clearance rate equals number of.
That's what Oliver North did to get off, bruh. Don't ever forget that.
Of reported crimes times 100. So 1,000 robbers reported, 250 are solved, 200 arrests plus 50 exceptional clearances. Clearance rate equals 250 divided by 1,000 times 100 is 25%. That's how they come to the numbers of clearance. It's not. Listen, man. If it's not straightforward, it's not real. If they have to use per capita or use these weird equations to tell the people that they're doing a great job by disguising it in the math and the numbers, we're in bad shape. We're in bad shape. Per capita is bad, and the way their equation for clearance, man, that really means that your number that you said 2% of cases are actually solved. I agree with that now. It might even be less than that.
Tell you, man, the idea of trusting an agency built on
This is crazy.
being able to lie to a citizen in order to get them to admit to something, and that being a legal tool that they have in their toolkit. It's just the duplicitousness of the position. I mean, many, many years ago, the police did not have the best of reputations. They never did. There were small counties all over this place. The sheriff got elected and they were set up for the rest of their life. That's how far back their duplicitous nature goes. It wasn't until Dragnet, One Adam 12, that the vision or the idea of the police as heroes started to take root in America. But prior to that, there was no let's run to the police and issues. Most Americans held horrid beliefs about the policing system from back with I won't say 𝗤𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶cie thing, but during the early 20s, 30s, they didn't think of them as good. The American system, why did they never turn in all of those big gangsters? Because those big gangsters were doing stuff to help the people. But when it came to the police, the citizenry didn't have nothing for the police. They had to rebrand themselves as something that they were not. And that was the good guys.
I'm not saying we should defund the police, but this takes defunding the police in a whole new light.
Well, defund the police got bastardized, but the idea of, I'll say it like they did it in Michigan.
You're only solving 2% of the crimes out there.
And getting hella raises.
2%.
Hella raises.
You're using clearance rate to measure success rate. Man, them police is down bad, man. They are down bad. I'm sorry. We got a failed and corrupt system. But check this out, family. I don't know if any of y'all watched Tucker Carlson. I don't know. But there was a phenomenal interview that Tucker Carlson did with George. You know who George Santos is?
Yep.
I know you know, cousin. You got to know George Santos.
Yeah, the disgraced congressman, right?
Yeah, George Santos is about to do 7 years in prison.
Listen, and they sent 𝗂𝗵𝗵, so I don't care.
Hold on. George Santos is about to do 7 years in prison for mismanagement of funds.
Santos?
Santos.
Yeah. Y'all understand that man got elected. He scammed the scammers.
He scammed, 7 years for scamming the scammers. Yes.
That's why he's going to jail, because he scammed the scammers to get his position.
And look, and before he's going to jail, he did a tell-all secrets and everything of Congress. Y'all need to go watch Tucker Carlson's interview with George Santos. And if you think your government is failing you, if you think your government is corrupt, If you think they all need to be fired, they do. And it's worse than what you really think. It's worse.
Not in my
It's
opinion.
worse. Listen, family. It's worse than you ever thought. I mean, like to people who are in Congress who are legally brain unalived and are still functioning congressmen to this day. I mean,
What I tell you? What I tell you? Congress was too
to
much.
to having smacks in the in the basement of the underground tunnels.
Man,
To
listen,
everybody
Congress.
got a vice or some type of addiction. To sexual harassment. To to favor for a favor, wink wink. I mean, y'all need to go back and watch the Tucker Carlson interview with George Santos. He is
Congress is
Now
the
wait a
most
minute, George
well-funded
Santos. Wait.
and
he
well
is
health cared
going
Where's he? Is that
retirement
the old
center
man?
in the world.
going to
Is
jail,
George Santos the old man?
and before he goes
No,
to jail, before he checks into jail for doing something that he's going to jail for something that everybody does and nobody gets time for. He's going to jail for doing what everybody else in Congress were doing and are still doing. They gave him 7 years.
well, they gave him the choice to get out too.
They did, and he said no. He didn't want to get
Right,
out.
and that's why he going to jail. See, if he had walked away like Bowman, he wouldn't be going to jail. But
He
he
would have
chose to fight it, and
resigned.
they was like, okay.
If he would have resigned, I want y'all to go watch. Man, listen. If you want,
What's the guy
if
that's
you
a Republican?
if you want to
Guy?
be, I mean, this brother was saying
Yeah,
things
Santos was
like
the Republican. Yes.
this brother was. Yeah, he's a LGBTQ Republican.
He did all that lying.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
He knows. See, when we say he scammed the scammers, you got to understand. He went and told the RNC that he had all of this particular clout behind him. He didn't have none of that. He told him he did these other things. He didn't have none of that. They told him he did these other things. He didn't have none of that. But he just kept moving up in their circles and wait a minute. And with each time they didn't check on him, he got money from them.
Hold on,
Each time he got money from them.
Let me let y'all hear this. Hold on.
Are members of Congress sleeping with each other?
There's a few,
Yeah.
but consensual.
Yeah, why assume consensual?
Consensual adults who are out of their, relationships at this
Can you
point.
tell who the freaks are?
The freaks in Congress?
Yeah.
I can't. You know what? I'll say this to you. The freakiest member in Congress is a very good friend of mine.
Oh, she is?
He is.
He is?
But I would not. I don't want to go down this path. Let's just.
No, I won't. I'm not going to ask you about Nancy Mace. What is this? Are members of
Hold on. Let me try to get to some good ones.
Congress sleeping?
Hold on.
That again, none of this well-funded senior citizens village in the country.
Underneath
Hold
in
on
the
real quick.
basement of every congressional house office buildings. No, boss, you shouldn't
Let
go
me
there.
rewind
There's
it.
something called the cages. In
The
Congress,
cages.
which is a storage unit
Yep.
for us, right? Those are the congressional cages.
Underneath.
Underneath in the basement of every congressional house office buildings. No, boss, you shouldn't go there. I'm like, why? And he's like, well, there's some rumors. People are going out down there and having sex. I'm like, wait, is this serious? Like, yeah, it happens. Like, what am I going to do? Be the sex police? I don't have time for that. I'm like, there's no remedy to this? They're like, no. I'm like, why don't we put cameras down there to create deterrence? So I approached this novel idea, which is like, we're talking about installing like maybe 6 cameras in each one of these sections to Brian Stotto. And he says, oh, we don't have time to focus on this. This is all based on baseless rumors. Then I learned that former members were caught having sex with staffers down in the cages, and that's why cameras will never go up. Staffers down in the cages, and that's why cameras will never go up. No way. Yeah.
But why in the government building?
What? How could he have been that damn naive? Why would he act that naive to why it ain't no cameras there? Do you know how gullible you have to be to believe you can't come up with a reason why they not putting cameras there?
I remember
Go on, man. Keep going.
Man, All I'm saying is, and these clips don't really do justice of what the things that he were talking about. I wish I had the stuff like pinpointed to the exact places, but this thing on Tucker, man, this dude was telling you that this dude was showing pretty much saying, just being very direct,
Oh man.
how incompetent 70 to 80% to 90% of the people who are running, who are responsible for the budget in this, because they really don't have any power because they gave all their power to the president. They only have the power of budget now, of how incompetent these people are and how cliquish they are on both sides. So if the Republican Party is this bad, can you imagine what the Democratic Party is? Because he's only talking about the Republican Party. He's only talking about the incompetence within the Republican Party. Can you imagine how much worse it is on the Democratic Party side? This country is going to hell in a handbasket. It's crazy.
Duh.
It's going to hell in a handbasket. We have no hope. We got idiots running we got literally idiots.
You know, some time ago, bro, I had done a little research just in passing. So I'll say I got this information in passing.
That's scary, family. That's scary.
And I found out that now Iran itself has a Congress as well. They have a political party, and it's a significant number, almost close to the American numbers, almost. And everybody who sits on their political seats, every one of them, have a degree in some way, shape, form, fashion, or another. Now, this is their political class. Can we say that about our political class? We got bar owners in positions of extreme power and authority, massively and responsible for millions of lives. And the greatest accomplishment that they had is that their grandpa's saloon got passed down the chain to the family. And with those funds, we managed to get some political seats. What kind of vision does that individual have? They don't. Their only vision has always ever been about the money. The amount of graft, as it used to be called, that is going on within the United States government, I can only say it like this. Every time you hear the word study, just go and throw some money out there, because that's all that is. That's all the study is. It's money for them. It's money for one of their friends to get a bag. But it's doing nothing for the people in that regard. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe in math studies. I believe in science studies. But any of these other little, well, we've got to see how it's going to affect. Nope. Nope, you're stalling for tactics. See, at one particular point in time, Mr. Thurman, there was going to be a direct route from Michigan to Florida. One freeway, take you straight there. That project got put on hold when they got to South Carolina, because the sitting senator wanted to buy up every piece of property that was going to go through. When he couldn't get all the properties, he said, kill the deal. How many states is that? Got impacted on a construction job that would have benefited the people? It's insane, the level of corruption that has been going on for decades and people are not aware of. These backroom, backdoor deals, they're real. And they're multi-billion-dollar deals. And you know nothing of them. Anybody ever thought about looking into what the contracts are on some of these military companies? How many times are they paid to wait. You got something, but you don't do anything with it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying go out here and be an advocate for any of that war stuff. But what I'm getting at is these are massive budgets. Massive budgets. Defense contractors. They've been getting paid since Reagan. Okay? They created the yuppies and the buppies. And why were folks going out here talking about, yeah, man, I was getting paid? That's the one thing they always say, man, I was getting paid during this period. I was getting paid. I was getting paid. I was getting paid. You know who else said that? You know who else said they paid well? Schmittler. Said they paid well. They bought me, man. They paid well. This idea of needing to get our bag so that we can properly compete and stand in this land, have a voice, set a root down here, rather than just being the martyr or martyring, feeding the tree of martyrdom with our sacrifice. Let us stand as the tree so that others are feeding us.
That's right. Hey, listen, y'all. I might come back on tomorrow morning. I might come back. I'm gonna try to get some sleep. I might come back on tomorrow morning. If I don't come back on tomorrow morning, I'll either come on tomorrow night or I'll wait till the next following morning. But I want to do an FBA versus Democrats. What do y'all think of that?
Oh, I've been waiting. But I'm also saying, for me, you know, I got this name for both on equal par. So if you go do one, do the other also.
Hey, we gonna handle them. We gotta handle them one at a time, though. We gotta handle them one at a time.
Of course.
You gotta air
Of course.
We're gonna do let's do an FBA versus Democrat. Then let's do a couple more stuff, and then probably like middle of the week, starting next week, we do an FBA versus Republican. What do you think?
And I think it's gonna be hard to get a seat.
I'm debating if I'm gonna do it. If I'm gonna wake up early enough and do it tomorrow morning. I think I might do
Sunday morning. Oh no! Wait a minute. It ain't Sunday. Goodness gracious.
It's Wednesday, so I think it's either gonna be Thursday morning, which is tomorrow, or Friday morning. So one of those two. And I want to air. Man, I know we're gonna get hit up with Democratic shields. I know we're gonna get all the Democratic shields are gonna be out.
Oh yeah, particularly if you make sure it's not, when they know it's FBA. This is FBA house.
Yeah. We doing FBA versus Democratic Party. FBA versus Democrat, and we're gonna air out the grievances why we delineated from them, why we not rocking with them, why they a failing party, and why they probably won't get back in power for the next 60 years. You know, if they're not
Can't
trying
go
to
that far, but we'll see.
Hey, it might. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't. Again, all I can say, I'm gonna say one more time.
I know MAGA is breaking down, though. I know MAGA is breaking down. I know the MAGA is just about over. MAGA is just about over. I mean, especially after watching that interview with George Santos and seeing how incompetent there are on the Republican side. Listen, I can only assume it's double. It's double worse on the Democrat side. It's double worse.
Well, as long as you've got Hakeem Jeffries in the position he's in, I'm not sure. Anyway, no, we'll say that for that moment.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get some sleep right now, and I'm gonna wake up in about 6 hours, and it's gonna be on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, you know, I got to catch a flight at 6 a.m. to come out there for a bereavement. So.
I'm sorry, man. Sorry for your loss.
Sorry for yes, sister.
You gonna be in LA? How long you gonna be in LA?
I'm doing a turnaround this time. because this was not planned. My next one will be planned, and you will be notified.
Let me know. Let me know so we can come out.
Stay
We can come
tuned.
out. My wife and I will come out. We will get out the house. We will come out. We will
Yeah,
come
you and the
out.
miss
Now, see
can
it.
come and hook up with me.
When last time you been to Universal Studios? You might have to head out to Universal.
Oh man, I done did so much of that. You know, I got what? You name it. I done did it from my mother,
Well, you
and
ain't
then
did it with too much. You ain't did it with the too much. It's gonna be a different experience. I promise you.
no. Well, I'm a Disney girl.
Oh, you on Disney? Well, you know my wife ain't never been to Disney, so my wife ain't never been. I gotta take her to Disney. I got to. I gotta let her experience
But
that.
it is explosively expensive now. Woo!
It is.
It is.
It is. It is.
I managed to get in there in the 80s myself, so I will suggest that you go, but I couldn't even think about going to that thing now.
Man, you know what I'm mad about, man? There's no more Captain Neo.
No more what?
Is it Captain Neo, Captain EO, or Captain Neo? What is it with the Michael Jackson?
Oh yeah, that was. Oh wow.
That was what I remember. There's no more Captain Neo. There's no more Captain Neo, man. That's the one I like. Is it EO?
That's sad for as much. Oh, that's almost deliberate. I'm sorry. So that's y'all know Michael Jackson had a penthouse at Disneyland, right? Y'all did know that.
No.
It's where he from back in the day. It's where he put all his rewards that he got at, that he won. That's where he was going. But he's always had been a place. Remember, they shut Disney down for him. Just him. Disney ain't shut down for nobody like that before.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was more than 3D. He had to be like 5D, 6D on that, because I'm telling you, when those things felt like they literally was on my face. You know, it literally felt like it was on my face.
Yeah, man. Remember when that bird sneezed? You felt it. You felt that mist. Got all over your face.
Yeah, that was the bomb. That really knocked everything out the park. So anything that was there in Disney.
Yeah. So we gotta do it. We gotta do it, man. We gotta do it. If you come out, we gotta figure out a way to do something. Do something along those lines.
Okay.
Or even when last time you been in medieval times? You been in medieval times?
Out here? I mean, you mean Vegas?
They got one in Vegas. I mean, they got one in California
You
too.
eat with your hands, and they do all that.
And they do all that dueling and fighting. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I want. I don't know. I had to think
I don't
on
know
that.
if I want that.
Yeah, I had to think on that. Yeah, we got one here at the Excalibur.
Okay.
Well, just remember, those were not our medieval times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. That's funny.
Okay, listen, too much. I'm going to go on and let you get you some sleep, so I'm going to save it for the family who might still be here. Please remember, don't forget the new black media. Professor Black Truth, the Black Authority, 𝗤𝗏𝗏, Vicky Dillard, Afro Elite, Philip Scott, Too Much Moxie, and a host of other young brothers and sisters that were out here doing their thing and keeping us on code. Remember, peace, love, and reparations to the family.
And the blockchain.
And the blockchain.
We out, family.
I haven't seen Vicky Dillard in a while.
She's still doing her things here and there. But yeah, it has been a minute.
Some things I ain't down with, but yeah, with her, because
I would almost, well, anyway, that's my personal belief. Okay. My sisters and brothers are out here doing their thing, and it's my job to make sure that their names stay the same.
That's it. Hey, y'all have a good one, man. I'll see y'all probably tomorrow morning. We'll go live again. We'll go live again.
I'll holler at you while I'm out there.
Yeah, holler at me when you come out. Holler at me for sure. All All right, y'all take care.
All right, fam. Peace.